Buenos Dias Gunners Collective. Back at it? You already know. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba. Here goes another one. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. It's Sunday. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Last day for the fun day. Bye-ya. Bye-ya. What it is, you can tell by that thumbnail. Hate, 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 hate. Or is it? One never knows, does one. But one thing is for sure, I'm about to put some stuff out there right now that's going to cool the masses, right? In a minute to start in a direct fashion, it seems like since myself and Dubs had this conversation with Wack 100, there's a lot of people that had their perspective, their opinion on how the conversation should have went, or what they would have did with the conversation, or questions that they would have asked that we didn't particularly ask. Now, first and foremost, this ain't gonna be one of them funny spills. So if you're into that, if that's what you're looking forward to, Spence on la tira, homes. It ain't going down like that today. What it is going down is realness and real talk. Now, trip out on this. We've been sitting on Wack 100's number. We've been had his number. We've been had several individuals' number. And just like Dub said, man, coming May 1st, man, a lot of big things are going to happen with our channels. We're putting in the necessary footwork. We're behind the scenes making things happen so that way our channels can possibly blow up and we can possibly bring you a lot more interactive entertainment. Now, that's on the back, that's on the back burner. So we're going to do that. We're going to continue to strive to bring the Raza what we need to bring them. And we're going to ask those questions that I've always asked. Because one thing you guys know for sure, that Gun has always kept his word on asking questions that I should. Now, the other night when we were having a live, a song came up on my feed, right? A song came up, which was by J Diggs. It's called 3 Finger Wack. If you haven't heard it, go listen to it, man. It's a new song that he just put out. And we all know that there's been this beef going on between Wack 100 and J Diggs about pulling up, who's not going to pull up, who's going to pull up. And that's for each person to decipher. That's for each person, whoever they like, man, to agree with or disagree with whatever they got going on. But at the end of the day, it's two grown men. And I'm hoping from the bottom of my heart, these two grown men can work this out without having to come to these. But sometimes these are needed. Sometimes the streets only understand these. Sometimes that's just the way it goes. Now, I know that J Diggs is about that action. Do I know if Wack 100 is about that action? Everything that I've seen so far shows me that he really isn't. But at the same time, that doesn't mean I'm going to clown the man because he doesn't pull up or pull out or whatever the case may be. Whatever he does, at the end of the day, that's that man. That's that man's thing. Now, the other night, his song comes up on my feed, J Diggs' song, and we're listening to it. We're having a good time. We're drinking a little bit. We're doing what we do on the lives, and it's interacting with our supporters, our subscribers, the people that show us love from day one, the people that show us support. We kick back. We're having a great time, just like everyone else on lives does. Lives that I don't hate on. People are going live at the same time I'm going live. I'm going live at the same time they're going live. It's a big yarda. It's a big YouTube platform. Do what you does, cuz I've never been one to hate on the next man for getting his. All I know for sure is I hope the Raza prospers, and however they do it, I'm with it. Now, we're doing our thing. And a question comes up in the live. Hey, you've talked about having Wack 100's number or communication with them. Why don't you call him right now? I said, oh, you're going to test the credibility or the abilities of the gun? Let me just do that. To which I picked up the phone and I called him. Now, I wasn't expecting Wack to pick up. I know he's a very busy individual. I didn't know what he had going on. And at this point in time, he's in Thailand at the Rolling Loud tour, that I wasn't aware of. So I didn't know what the makeup was of his picking up on the phone. But he decided to pick up on the second ring. To which we started to have a conversation. Now, of course, there was a lot of questions going through my mind I could have asked. But hey, to be honest with you, I wasn't starstruck. I wasn't, oh shit, it's Wack. I was kind of confused on the fact that he would pick up, but starting to recognize and understand the way he was keeping it respectful, the way he was talking. A grown man knows in a conversation, all you can do is reciprocate that. You can't start talking shit. You can't wolf on him. That's not what we were leaning towards anyways. We were leaning towards a simple conversation if he even picked up, to which he did. Okay, so now during the midst of this conversation, And I didn't hold no punches. I've told this man that I've disrespected him on several occasions. I've told this man that I've Captain Clown, all in fun. It's been fun, but I did feel some type of way. You know, I did feel some type of way because he denied knowing me in the California Youth Authority. He denied a lot of the things, a lot of the stories that I've told, you know, which only messed up my credibility on certain fronts. So I had to let him know. When we started to get an understanding of some of the individuals that we were both locked up with, our YA numbers certain times, he started to realize, just like I knew he would, that we were there at the same time, that this did happen. And I was proud to say, I told you so. Now, moving on from that, there were several questions I wanted to ask him about the Raza, about the things with Tres, about some of the things that he said in the past. But I felt that this wasn't the spot or the place to do it, because I know I have his number, and I asked him, just like anybody else would, is there any way that we can go behind the scenes? Is there any way, Wack, that we can do this on, say, a StreamYard recording, on an interview? Because I got a lot of questions to ask, to which he replied, if you watched the video, he said, absolutely. On Pablo, he was down to do that, right? So that's there. We are definitely working on that behind the scenes. In fact, I just texted Wack earlier, to which he reciprocated, when he has the time, it's on. So the questions that everybody's wondering about will be asked. You know, the true question is, whatever conversation I had with that man was out there. You heard it. You heard the conversation with Dubs. We didn't hide nothing. Wasn't nothing edited. It was what it was. It was live. We weren't dick riding that man. We weren't congratulating that man on his success. We were merely asking questions, whatever came to the head at that particular point in time. Now, there was one question that the people asked me to ask, and I did. Even though I knew it was a little bit disrespectful and I knew it was a little bit out of character, I did ask him, who the fuck was he talking to butt naked on the bed? Blueface or the game? Because this is the questions that people wanted me to ask. Now, I know there's a lot more serious questions people want me to ask, and I ain't done yet. See, I have that man's phone number. I'm privileged enough to have a lot of people's phone numbers because a lot of real people reach out to me, and I stay networking behind the scenes. I'm putting in the natural leg work, the footwork, whatever it takes, networking behind the scenes to make things happen for the Raza. My channel was not just here to talk. My channel was here to bring you the best possible content I can, and to provide a platform for unity, and to provide a platform for positivity, and just to provide a platform to kick it. Now, in the meantime, in between time, I'm going to continue to does me just like Dubs does him. We have our own channels, but we come together. It's like the mega powers. That's the Hulk Hogan and Macho Man. Oh yeah, we're coming together, brother, right? And the reason we're coming together is to bring you guys the best of us, the best of what everybody wants. Now, it's very easy to sit back and analyze other people's channels and say what they should have done or what they shouldn't have done without really knowing what's going on behind the scenes. Now, I'm not pointing a directive or a direct finger at any type of channel or anybody's channel, but I heard a few channels mention my name, mention Dub's name, and mention this particular conversation, to which I said, get it, homie. I know it's all about views. Hey, if you got something to say it. I'll never once hate on that. That's not how I get down. Those that know. I don't hate on the next man. It is what it is. I told you guys a long time ago, if you want to use my name to get views, I give you permission. Go ahead. It's all good. I'll never report you. I'll never hate on you. I'll never trip. I just won't watch it. Now, you know, it's been brought to my attention that it seems like the only people that have a problem with this conversation or have a problem with what I should and shouldn't have asked are other Raza channels. Again, this leads to the same old love song that I've been saying for a long time. It's our own people turn our own people down. But he ain't Mexican. That says what a lot of people want to say, but it doesn't matter to me. What matters to me is it seems like it's our own people always hating on our own people. Now, when American Cholo had Conejo on, and he did big numbers and big things, man, what did I do? I didn't call people behind the scenes and say, hey, what happened here? Why did he do? You know what I did? I sat my motherfucking ass down with my 4 eyes and listened to the knowledge that was spit that wasn't coming from college, man, to the game that was put out there by Conejo and American Cholo, and I respected that. Even not seeing eye to eye with this individual, I respected the fact that he was able to bring a Raza King to the platform, man, and they were able to chop game, and I respected that, and I liked it. Now, when Criminal, Mr. Crim, man, he's got his own little thing going on, man, and he brought on Dopey, and he brought on King Little G, or whoever he brought on, man, I sat down and I listened, and I understood, and I thought, and I got educated on some of the things I was unaware about, right? And there's reasons I did that. And first and foremost, the main reason I did it was because it's game, it's knowledge, it's Raza, and I respect it no matter where it's coming from. As long as it's real people doing real things, speaking on real talk, I'm going to respect that. You know, there's a lot of questions I would have liked to ask these individuals that they did particularly ask, but I didn't hate on them for it. I didn't say, I would have did it this way or I would have did it that way. Everyone always thinks they could do it better than the next man. Everyone always has questions that the other man might not have asked. You don't understand until you're put in that position exactly what's going down. Guard! I'm talking right now, bitch. Right? You just don't understand. Now, when it comes to Wack 100, he's a very controversial individual. And yes, he has made some comments concerning and alarming to me when it comes to the Raza. But we've got at him behind the scenes. Oh, yes, indeed, we have. And we told you guys that he said he comes from motherfucking fighting chickens and mole. He comes from being around the Project Boys and Pacas. He comes around for being around real ones. Raza. There is no black and brown unity like there is in Pacas. These guys grew up in the same projects in the same area. Just like in Frisco with black and brown, man. There's a lot of love. See, people are too focused on the hate and the division rather than being focused on the coming together and the unity of real ones. Now, of course, Wack 100 being a very controversial individual, I expected him to start screaming, oh, Paru, to start yelling, to start going ass out backwards with 2 feet of ass the way he does BBL 100 style. But he definitely did it. He kept it respectful. So a real man must reciprocate that. We must keep it respectful. Now, does this mean this is the end of the road like a Boys to Men song when it comes to Wack 100's interaction with us? Absolutely not. If we want the Raza to be able to communicate with these individuals and have a path in and a door in, why not do the legwork to, of course, get his number and then work on keeping it respectful behind the scenes? You don't have to agree with the next man to respect them. Okay, I don't agree with the way he came at Tres and how he let other individuals on that clubhouse get at him. I don't agree with how he spoke on certain politics and certain things that he has no knowledge about or shouldn't even be speaking on. I don't agree with the way that he's treated Raza in the industry. But at the same time, I'm not going to disrespect the man to his face just because I don't agree with it. But I will definitely ask questions. Now, this was a quick conversation we had. And it was a righteous conversation. And those that were able to listen to it live did that and respected that. It blew a few people's minds. But not only did it blow your guys' minds, it blew mine and Dub's mind as well that he would even answer. And give smaller channels like ourselves the opportunity to ask any questions. Now, of course, when you're building some type of relationship behind the scenes or you're building some type of camaraderie or some type of respect, Holmes, you're going to ask certain questions and keep others for later. Working on that behind the scenes, like I said. But let's get to the gist of this video. You know, when I came up in this YouTube things, I did I put in a lot of work with a lot of other channels, man. Not only to help them, to help myself, to help each other, because we were brown and proud and trying to do something. We all had a common understanding and a certain goal. And the goal was first and foremost to blow up. I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to sit here and sugarcoat and add preservatives. Our whole thing with this YouTube was to spit a certain message, to have our names put out there, and to hopefully blow up. Now, some people moved up further than others. Some people moved up faster than others. Some people, the individuals and the people out there that subscribe, enjoyed the content just a little bit more than others. Maybe it was presentation. Maybe it was real talk. Maybe it was just what the people liked. I never once hated on that. If someone gets 1 million overnight, hey, man, you did that, brother. Now it's on me to put in the work to do mines. Never been that type of person. But it seems like every twist and turn and bump in the road that the gun goes along, I get hated on. I get hated on for my interaction with Flaco. I got hated for my interaction with Rojo. I got hated on for my interaction with Dubs. I got hated on for my interaction with certain people that come on my channel. Shout out to Cowboy, man, nothing but love. Shout out to ODM from Lighter Shade of Brown, nothing but love. Shout out to King Nico, nothing but love. Shout out to Negra from Indicted TV, nothing but love. Shout out to Wack 100 for coming and gracing us with his conversation, nothing but love. I gotta admit, man, that these people fucking with me, there's a certain reason and element behind it. It's because we're all trying to open up doors and do our thing. Don't be mad at me because I'm trying to get a bag. Don't be mad at me because I'm giving you the knowledge you can't get in college. Don't be mad at me if you're a smaller channel, man, and you can't come up. I'm not the one holding you down. It's that ultimately you're holding yourself down. Your reflection in the game that you give and the personification that you put out there is what people dwell on. It's what people see. Perception is a real thing, man. And if you don't give them something to really perceive, Holmes, then they're going to treat you and be analytical in the way that they only know how to be. And that's based on judgment of your character and how you look and present yourself. Presentation is key when it comes to YouTube. And that's a fact. Welcome to the Red Room. Now, trip out. You know, when I see things and people voicing their opinion on what I should and what I could have done, I'm a grown man. I'm going to do what I does. You know, I'm not going to hate. I'm especially not going to hate the Raza channels. You know, there's several people that are getting at me behind the scenes. Hey, gun, man, the Raza channels are hating on you. What's new, Ese? What's new? Ain't nothing new about that. You know, what I do, the work I put in is what I do. I expect every grown man to do his thing. Whether he wants to put in the legwork and put in the hard work is totally up to him. And I believe truly that everybody is capable of it. And I believe I've been laced in the game right here on YouTube as well as the streets by some individuals that know what they're talking about. Now, let's get to Flacco from a convict's perspective, right? You know how it is there. Love-hate relationship, man. You know, sometimes we're in the talking spirits and sometimes we're not. You know, a lot of the masses manipulate, you know, the conversation between us two when it's very easy to pick up the phone and talk. A lot of people like to fire stuff up and start some friction there, to which I say on my side, there never has been friction. I don't hate that man. You know, I just understand that that guy's doing his thing with his channel and he's doing it solo like Bolo, sideways leaning cholo, and I'm going to do mine. It doesn't mean, you know, we can't pick up a phone. It doesn't mean that we can't have a conversation. You know, when people start to build some tension that isn't there, so be it. Do what you got to do. Now, he also voiced his opinion on how he felt and the questions he would have asked and how he would have done it. You know, and it's very easily, like I said, said than done. You know, just because we had an open conversation on the spur of the moment doesn't mean it's over. And I'm sure people understand that. Now, I know it's all about views. At the end of the day, you know, when something hot happens or something happens, people are going to speak on it and give their opinion, their reaction. Even sometimes they're going to give their reaction to their own reaction just based on, it's all a race to try to get more views, to try to get more, I wouldn't say clout, but to try to get more, you know, eyes on them, so that way their channel prospers. So that way, whatever their agenda is or whatever they're trying to do, they have more eyes on them to speak and spit it. That's facts. That's the way it goes. I'm used to that. One thing I'll tell you about right here on Gunners Collective, as well as Dubs and even Baby Rojo's channel, man, we're just going to give you what you got and nothing more and nothing less, man. The stories that I tell are so incomplete. 5 kids in the house and no food to eat. See, I'm on my too tall, not too short shit, right? One thing I will say about me is I'm definitely going to just give you my stories, and that's it. Plain and simple, whether you like it or you don't, whether you believe it or not, man. There's no chile or added preservatives. The only chile I'm putting on is my tacos. That's right, that I eat. That's it. I'm not pushing my stuff on no one. I'm not pushing my agenda. I'm not pushing poison. I'm not pushing you should stop gangbanging. I'm not pushing you should go to church. I'm not pushing none of that. I'm pushing you should be prepared for the real. Now, it gets real right here on YouTube. It gets real behind the scenes. And this is funny that I'm even having to address this, all because I had a simple conversation with Wack 100. Yes, I've disrespected Wack 100. He's disrespected me. But just like everyone says, man, time moves on. Just because you have words with someone doesn't mean it has to stay there. It takes a bigger man to let it go. It takes a bigger man to keep it pushing. Oh, power, it does. If you think I'm not putting in the necessary legwork, just watch coming May 1st, who I'm bringing to you on these channels, mine and Dub's channel. You know, I put in the necessary work. I made the right, moves. I've made the right, relationships. I've built these relationships strong, not because I am who I am, but because of what I've done, by the merits of my actions, by the respect I've given, by the help and the prospering I've done. That's why people mess with me. It's not because, oh, he's a dropout or he's active or he's a gang member. None of that matters, man. We're grown men, 40-something-year-old grown men, 50-year-old grown men. Everybody's trying to get it. It's a race to the end, homeboy, and whoever gets there, gets there. But I'm hoping we all can get there. You know, now, like I said, it seems to me funny, man, that the Raza channels are hating on each other constantly. And I just want to let you guys know, if you watch this, I'm not one of them. Okay, I'll never be one of them. I don't hate on Haters World. I don't hate on American Cholo. I don't hate on Mr. Criminal. I don't hate on Tony A. the Wizard. I don't hate on Hood Stocks. I don't hate on Flacco. I don't hate on Rojo. I don't hate on nobody, bro. I just do me. But my name's constantly in people's fucking baking soda bread, dick sucker, bubblegum lips all the time. Why? Is it for clout? Is it for views? What is it for? You know, because I respect every individual that I've done spoken on right now, man. And let's keep that shit G. You know, yes, there was questions I should have asked Wack 100, but who says I'm done yet? I've only just begun. That's it. I said I've only just begun. Anyways, with that being said, gente, I don't want to take up too much of your time. It's Sunday, man. It's the Lord's Day, man. Go do your thing. But at the end of the day, man, make sure that you pay attention to what's really going on, the sucker shit that's really happening Because I believe, man, we hold our own people down. I believe that's why we're in the situations we're in. That's why doors haven't been opened sooner. Because we're constantly worried about the next man rather than worried about ourselves. It's an ugly situation. With that being said, this is no slight or disrespect towards any channel. No, I know you guys, you little bitches, are going to go running to Flacco, crying to him. Did you hear what Gunner said? Flacco, do your thing, man. It's always been like that. You know how it is. With that being said, I hope that you move smooth with a purpose to get everything that you want coming to you. Remember, at the end of the day, it's about the struggle, strive, and the strive to struggle. Yeah, be aware, man, that I got some stuff going on with Wack 100 behind the scenes. And yes, I will be asking the questions that the Raza want to know about. Because, hey, even more than that, I want to know. And that's what counts to me, homes. With that being said, thumbs up or thumbs down. See, Heavy's going to be ahead that wears this Raiders crown. Raiders, even with porn star Jimmy. Fuck it, we'll take our chances. You already know what it is, man. We're going to get it, and we're going to get it while the getting's good. Man, stop hating on me already. And my boy Dubs, 100. On Paru.